During Labor Day weekend 2014, hundreds of activists gathered in Ferguson, Missouri for the Black Lives Matter Freedom Ride, 3 weeks after unarmed teenager Mike Brown was fatally shot by Officer Darren Wilson in the St. Louis suburb. Hundreds of activists from across the country gathered at St. John's United Church of Christ before heading out for a day of activism. Heading to the national rally against police brutality, protesters walked by major sites that were often seen on the news during the violent clashes with police and protesters. The boarded-up store where police claimed that Mike Brown assaulted a store clerk. The McDonald's, where protesters sought refuge after being tear-gassed by authorities. Businesses that are bouncing back after being closed for days during the protests. And calls for justice, along with spiritual messages. People lined the streets with their messages for social justice. Arrest the killer. I am Mike Brown. Others used the rally as a way to take advantage of people's political consciousness. They attempted to register people to vote. Some left somber messages of what freedom would look like in their lifetime. Before I die, I want to be free. Before I die, I want to be treated equally. Before I die, I want to be seen as a human. The rally grew and became massive, with a crowd gathering at West Florissant and Canfield Drive before heading to the place where Mike Brown was fatally shot. Volunteers from the Nation of Islam organized the crowd. Hundreds of protesters from the community and the country gathered to walk in solidarity with Mike Brown's family. Protesters expressed concern that the black men that they love could also die at the hands of police. Marchers walked through a neighborhood with modest homes before entering Canfield Green Apartments, where Mike Brown was fatally shot. His parents led the massive crowd as they approached the site where their son took his last breath. Protesters listened to local and national clergy speak about the need for action against state-sanctioned anti-black violence. Marchers gathered around the makeshift memorial for Mike Brown. A cluster of stuffed animals, candles, flowers, and other items spread on the ground represent a community's loss of one of its sons. People left messages of their mourning. We love you, Mike. R.I.P. Mike Jr. No justice, no peace. I am legend. And a nearby cross read, love your neighbor as you would love yourself. The street where Mike Brown was fatally shot is narrow. The neighborhood is enclosed. From their living room and bedroom windows, neighbors could see Mike's body in the street where it remained for 4 hours. Protesters moved to the Ferguson Police Department to stand against police brutality and to demand answers in Mike Brown's case. People from diverse racial backgrounds attended to show that they value the lives of young black men. But emotions are still raw in Ferguson. Protesters expressed their anger to police. Tension simmered in the crowd under the hot summer sun. Missouri Highway Patrol Captain Ron Johnson came out to talk to protesters who are still furious over Brown's death and police and community relations.
Stay fired up. Stay angry. Don't let anybody tell you not to be angry. Please don't let anybody tell you not to be angry. I love anger, as long as you know what to do with it.
Local activists held a barbecue in a lot on West Florissant, the street that has been ground zero for protests. Black Lives Matter's freedom riders were invited. Ferguson and St. Louis activists shared their experiences with freedom riders and a plea to police. I've got my hands on my head. Please don't shoot me dead. Please don't shoot today, so that the next generation can live tomorrow.